And a very good morning to all of you joining from Europe, and a good afternoon in Asia, and good evening in Australia and New Zealand. It's my pleasure to welcome you at the next team learning session. And today is the big day where we will reveal and you will learn who are the team mates and who are the mentors for the next upcoming phase and who you get to work with. So my name is Reka. I'm the director of the education department. It's my great pleasure to be here today with my colleagues, Jyoti and Angie, who you know very well. And we also welcome to this session Freya, another of our colleagues who is very busy behind the scenes renaming you. So don't get surprised if your name changes and gets an additional number in front, because this small detail will have an important role today. So as we embark on this new phase, we will dedicate this entire session today to team formulation. This is to announce who your team members will be and which mentors you get to work with. And we will use the breakout room discussions also to warm up, to get to know each other and discuss your initial ideas with your mentors and with your team members. But at the end of today's session, we will also spare some time to do a summary and have a look out what's next, what kind of sessions are coming up and how can you prepare. And with that, let me invite Jyoti to take the floor and guide you through the rest of the session.
Thank you so much, Reka, for kicking off such an important session for our participants today on team formulation. So, as Reka suggested, today we are dedicating this whole session for you to get to know each other and get to know your mentors as well. So basically for forming your teams. And some admin notes for today's session, as usual. Please raise your hand if you have any question, comments. Also, please feel free to use the chat box as you have been doing. And we kindly request you not to share your screen or use any other Zoom function without permission so that the session is not interrupted. And today, since we are getting to know each other, you are getting to know your mentors, you are getting to know your team members, please kindly turn on your video if possible. We highly recommend it. In that way, you can create a more engaging environment for your peers and yourself as well. So the purpose of today's session, as Reka stated earlier as well, forming the teams. And this will be the first time you will be actively meeting your team members, getting to know them, know who your team members are. I see a lot of excitement from the faces I see on my screen, and who are your mentors as well. And your mentors are excited to, of course, meet their mentees. And then we will have a breakout room where we dedicate, half an hour to 45 minutes for getting to know each other. So we will check with you. We will broadcast a message to check with you how you are how you are doing with the team discussion. Then we will bring you back to the main room. When you are in breakout room, the key idea for you to basically initiate ideation discussion on your innovative teaching practice. So please remember that. And let us give you some background information about how the teams are formulated. So, of course, the teams are formulated based on the inputs you have provided throughout different stages, and mainly also considering the Asia-Europe balance. This time we have more Asian participants than European. So you will see that there are some teams with no European team members, very few actually, but for those, you have an European mentor, so that Asia-Europe perspective and engagement is still there. There are in total 50 teams, 6 on learning about AI. So those of you who chose the topic learning about AI, you were in a team where other participants are also interested in the same topic. Same for the learning with AI. And for that, we have the majority teams. So we have 44 teams who will be working on their innovative teaching practice with a focus on learning with AI. And this time we moved away from the pair a bit so that we created a bigger group for you to have more exchange of ideas and more sharing with each other and more perspectives to be discussed with each other. So in each team, we have 3 to 4 team members. And then in next 5 weeks, you will work together on your innovative teaching practice on a topic that you all decide together as a team and also in consultation with your mentor. And you will present the idea on 17th of July when you have the pitching session. And then today we are excited to finally open the floor for you to meet your team members as well as your mentors in the breakout room. So Rekha and Freya, they are renaming you. So please don't rename yourself or don't do anything. Let them do the renaming and then you just follow your team name. So when we create the breakout room, it will be based on how you are being renamed so that when you go to the room, you have your mentor and your team members. However, here you have to note that in some rooms, there are, some mentors have more than one team that they are mentoring, right? Which means, for example, let's say Juliet, she is mentoring 2 teams. So when you go to that room, there will be team members from. I hear some noise. Does anybody have any question? Or if you have a question, please raise your hand. I don't see any hands raised, so I guess it just so. Thank you for muting yourself. I really appreciate it. So as I was saying, in some rooms, you will have team member from other, in addition to your teams, there will be others because of the mentor. But in that case, mentor will take the lead and then they will explain, who are the team members. So from your name, you can also easily identify. For example, in my screen, I see 32 Cinzia from Cinzia Spaziani from Italy. So it means she's part of room 32. So in your name, if you have room number 32, it means you are part of the team 32. So you know that we ask you when we give the template to give an exciting team name to your team. So when we get to that stage, you will get to rename your team name instead of, identifying yourself as a number. So with that, now we will be opening the breakout room. So when you go to breakout room, please introduce yourself, get to know each other, and and the mentors will take the lead to moderate the discussion. So please, mentors, make sure that you are everybody in your team get to introduce themselves and then get to know each other. And then the key discussion point for today is sharing your hope and expectation regarding designing your innovative teaching practice. And then take note for those breakout rooms when you have a few team members. So it will be easy for you to remember the discussion if you have the keynotes. I see that Isabel raised her hand. Isabel, do you have a question?
Yes, good morning,
Yes.
everyone. Good afternoon. I don't have a number by my name.
Isabel, so let me quickly. Here, another point that I forgot to highlight, my apologies. So some of the mentors who wrote to us, specifically actually one, Susana Cabeza, she is mentoring team 50. So anybody who doesn't have their mentors present today, including Susana Cabeza's mentees, will be in a room with me. So I will help you to get to know each other, as well as if you have address any questions that you have. So I think, Isabel, we are trying to figure out your team name. So Isabel, can I check? You have filled out the opt-in form, right?
I did.
Yes, okay. In that case, we should have you on the list. Give us a moment. In the meantime, I saw that Sneha raised her hand. Please, Sneha, go ahead.
Yeah, I also just want to know my team number because I could not see that just with the name of my name only. So if I could get my team number, please.
No worries. So when we create the breakout room, you will automatically be in the room where your mentees are.
Fine.
Yeah. So those of you currently, there are some of you who have informed us late, some of you who forgot to do the opt-in form. So those of you who are joining today will be in a room with me. In case you are not on the list per team, you will be in a room with me. Then I can take notes about your points. Then we will get back to you through email. So now, since we have some time, instead of staying quiet in silence, maybe we can get to know some of our mentors. Let's see how many we can get to know. I think it will be interesting for other participants to know as well. So let's see who I have on my screen here as mentor. Then we can begin. I see on my screen Luisa Philip from Romania as mentor. Luisa, would you like to say hi and introduce yourself?
Hello, everybody. I'm so honored to meet you, to see former colleagues and to encounter newcomers, new learners wishing to go deep into learning about AI, the use of AI and the applications of AI. I don't have a number yet, so I have, well, I'm so surprised and excited about who is going to be my partner and who I'm going to work with. So hello to former colleagues. I'm very excited and I'm sure it's going to be a great learning opportunity and improved learning opportunity compared to the previous school year and the previous network experience of number 16 of last year, because this year we are going to enlarge our group in the sense that you have not only 2 partners from 2 continents, but also, let's say, a more experienced advisor, educator in terms of supporting learning and working together from the perspective, from the pedagogical perspective of enriching the effort and the learning experience of working together.
Thank you, Luisa. So regarding your team, so when you go to a breakout room, there you will see the numbers. So when you go to a breakout room, you will see your team members. So if you see in your group, if their name starts with, let's say, actually, I can just tell you your number now so that we have a very specific example for everybody. So Luisa, actually, anyways, I think when I'm trying to sort it out, we can invite another mentor to introduce. I see on my screen Juliet. Juliet, would you like to take the floor and very briefly introduce yourself?
Okay. I love the fact she said briefly. I have been enjoying a collaboration and a partnership over a number of years now, having taken students, but also having participated as a participant and a presenter. I can't tell you how lucky you are, even though you have nominated yourselves to be part of this, because it is a big opportunity to be able to work together, to explore new ideas, to challenge one another's thinking, and to grow in your own learning. And I think that that's absolutely essential for all of us to remember what it is to be a student, so that when we're thinking about addressing new ideas, understanding that there is going to be some discomfort, and that's a good thing. And when things don't work, when it comes to things like design thinking, we have to let go quickly and start again and be ready to do that, because that's where the learning takes place and the growth takes place, the innovation takes place. So I'm really looking forward to meeting my people, and I am so excited to see people I know already and learn new things with a new cohort. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Juliet. So Juliet will be actually mentoring team 1 and 7. So those of you who have been renamed 1 and 7, you know who you are. And Luisa, your team is 5. I finally found them. So those of you who are renamed as 5, you will be in Luisa's team. I see Sneha on my screen. Would you like to introduce yourself? Very briefly, so that we get to hear from more mentors.
Yes, a very good afternoon from India. I'm really glad and really excited to be a part of this program, and specifically because I'm from the teacher education background. We all looking for the innovative pedagogies and how well it can be implemented in the classroom. So just to introduce myself with the background, I'm working more in the field of student diversity and inclusive education. And like this particular program, which you people have introduced, I'm sure it will take up further, like with respect to including all children into the classroom with these innovative pedagogical practices, specifically if we're going to integrate AI into our teaching learning process. So I'm very excited to meet my team, and thank you so much for making me a part of this. Yes, good day.
Thank you. Thank you. Next, Adam, I see you on my screen.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt. If can I get my number, please?
Oh, yes. Adam, in the meantime, you can introduce yourself.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. My name is Adam Stępiński. I live in Poland. I've been with ASEF for many, many years. So it's my, I think, 7th or 8th initiative with them. At the beginning, these were projects with students. Okay, and right now we are working with teachers as well. I'm very excited about this trip as well. I mean, this educational trip as well, because I'm sure that during this trip, we'll be able to exchange ideas. And what I love about such communities is the fact that we can learn from each other and we can inspire each other greatly. And we can, you know, give some ideas of ours and use ideas of other educators for the benefit of our students. And that's what I appreciate in such collaborations mostly. So I'm a teacher. I'm also a teacher trainer in Poland, and I've conducted many projects, and I'm really happy to be part of that program one more time and excited to meet my mentees. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Adam. So you were leading, you were mentoring 2 teams, and the teams are 32 and 35. And Sneha, your team is 20. So let's see who is next on my screen as mentor. First of all, I have been seeing some questions about renaming again, whether if I rename myself, it would be better. Please don't do anything. If you have been renamed, don't do anything, okay? So let's see. I see on my screen, I have Alenka from Croatia. Alenka, very briefly, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. I'm really very honored to be here. And as my colleagues have already said, they already said everything. I'm really very enthusiastic, very happy. And I cannot wait to see my team and start talking to them. And I'm so glad to see familiar faces. And I promise you all who are here for the first time, this is going to be a wonderful, wonderful experience. It has been for all of us. I believe so very deeply.
Thank you, Alenka. So your team is actually 13. Let's see who I have next on my screen as mentor. I have Zolt from Hungary. Zolt, would you like to introduce yourself?
Oh, hello, everybody. Sorry, I hope you have a good connection because I'm on the street right now.
We can hear you clearly.
All right. So I'm really thrilled to be here. I had a wonderful experience last year in Ljubljana with ASEFClassNet17. So this time I return as a mentor. I'm really into AI in education, though I'm a bit skeptical in this respect. And I really look forward to having my team and also share our experiences and work together. So it will be a good fun and hopefully very beneficial for all of us. So it's really great to be in this international cooperation.
Thank you, Zolt. Thank you. Your team that you will be mentoring is 24. So when, you will meet them in the breakout room. Next on my screen, I have Christina and then Dagmar. Christina, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. I'm Christina Kouteidou from Greece. I'm glad to see everyone here. Last year, I have been a participant myself in the 16th ASEF group network, and this year I'm also glad to be a mentor. It is a journey of discovery. Thank you, ASEF, for giving us all this opportunity. Indeed, it is a very interesting journey in the field of AI, which is rapidly growing. So I feel that we have to be into this. The initial discomfort that Juliette mentioned, I'm sure that it will finally be a comfort zone among us because we are going to build relationships that are here to stay. So we still have a lot to learn. Thank you.
Thank you, Christina. Again, very strongly suggesting you, actually it's mandatory, please don't rename yourself. So let us handle the renaming. Don't do anything, please. Both mentors and participants, please don't rename yourself. So Christina, your team is 25. Please don't rename yourself or anything. It's just for your notifications, since some of you are very eager to know. And next on my screen, actually, I think I invited earlier Dagmar and then Daiva. Dagmar, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you. My name is Dagmar. I'm from Estonia, and I was also a participant last year. It's so good to see so many familiar faces, and these truly are bonds that last. I am a vocational teacher and a mentor in Tartu Vocational College, and I am very excited to help you find your niche in the era of AI. Thank you.
Thank you, Daiva.
Hi, greetings from Lithuania. I'm outside with my 7th graders. They are by the river. So I'm really happy to see all the faces we met in Slovenia last autumn and new faces. And yes, I'm the 3rd year here, and I'm curious what to find new, to meet new people. And actually this project, in my experience, it often comes to personal communication, to class exchanges. So what I want to wish to everyone, be curious, be communicative, and then all your work very well. Waiting to see my group as well.
Thank you, Daiva. Thank you. Next, I have Daniel. Daniel Molina, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes. Hello, can you hear me? Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
First, excuse me, because I am in the middle of a class at this moment. I am a teacher of physics, chemistry, science, and IT in Spain. Now, at this moment, we are in a class about AI. My students are preparing some videos using the AI tools. About the experience participating in ASEF was really very good. I think this year I am a mentor, but the participants can be a mentor too, because there is a lot of ideas, a lot of people from different backgrounds, and I'm very happy to have this opportunity. Last year, we investigated about how the machines are thinking, and now we continue researching about this, and I'm very happy to know my group. I'm sorry for the noise because the students are working at this moment.
Thank you, Danielle, and hello to your students as well. Next, let's see who I have next that I have not invited to introduce. Susanna Thomas from New Zealand. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Kia ora, everyone. Yeah, I'm really excited to be here today. I am from New Zealand. I've got a little bit of Europe in me as well. I've got roots in Portugal. So hello to everyone from Portugal as well. I was a participant last year in the class Net17. I've learned so much. I really love the collaboration and finding that despite our geographic location, we're dealing with the same and challenges, and also despite our cultures, and it's such a great initiative, so much so that inspired me to continue learning. And I'm currently doing a master's specifically around how to navigate AI integration into education. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to meet my groups, and yeah, you know, everyone is a winner here. It's going to be such an amazing experience. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Susanna. And next I have Suzette from Portugal.
Hi, hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon. Yes, I'm Suzette from Portugal. I was also last year part of the ClassNet17, and we met up with lots of people at the conference. Everything has already been said. I just hope that you all do enjoy the experience. Remember the power of communication and collaboration. Pulling in on everyone's experiences. I think that's the power of that we have. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Suzette. Next, I have Yuting from China. Yuting, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Great. I'm Yu Qing from China. I'm located in Beijing, Tsinghua International School. I was a participant last year, as many of the other mentors. It was quite a journey. Learn a lot from each other. I hope you'll learn a lot from each other this year as well. I very much look forward to be mentoring you and also learning sparkling ideas from all of you. Talk to you very soon.
Thank you, Yuting. So we are ready to go for the breakout rooms. So those of you who couldn't introduce yourself to the whole group, you will be able to introduce yourself to your team members. So with that, let our colleague Freya open the breakout rooms. And please remember, when you are in the breakout room, get to know each other, make sure that everybody speaks, and then everybody knows about each other, and get to know the mentor, and then take notes in basically in every group, but especially for those with 2 to 3 teams. And yes, discuss about your ideas for your ITP. And another quick note, those of you who do not have their mentors present, they will be in a room with me so that I can address any questions that you may have. When everybody is slowly returning to the main session, I see already hands raised. So Chitra first, and then Sneha. Please correct me if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Yeah, correct me when you speak up. Chitra?
Okay, thank you, Jyoti. Sorry, I am and Mr. Lun in room 28, and we don't have mentor, Jyoti. So
yes,
I don't know about what should I do next. Yeah.
Yes, I understand. Because some of the mentor actually just informed right before the session that at least 1 or 2, like due to heavy rain, they are unable to join because of the internet issues. So we have some of these cases. So sincere apologies for that, but don't worry, we will support you. We will check who had a chance to speak to their mentor today, and then who hasn't. And depending on that, we'll write you an email. Sneha?
Yes. You pronounce correctly. Yeah, great. So I had an interaction with my team members, and they all are very passionate enough to go ahead. But one thing people are just wondering if we could get some kind of guidelines for moving with the project, because right now we don't have anything, no templates with us, and how to really go about that. Something is very confusing because all of are working in different domains. So so how we can make them align together, and certain guidelines, if it could be shared from your side. And another important things, like how really we need to collaborate with each other, because if we need to have one common social group or something like that common, so that we can exchange our ideas, and the interaction can go smoothly. So these are the few things I think which need to be, you know, floated more clearly from your side so that it could be taken up. And if you could also get the timeline also, because 17th July you said they're going to again showcase their project, but at the same time what timelines you have and what criteria people are expecting for regarding evaluation, that need to be clear. So this thing.
Thank you.
And another thing, I have to leave the meeting in between if there is not something important later on, because there is some important engagement right now.
Okay, I
So can
understand.
we leave?
Yeah, maybe I will respond to your questions. Then after that, it's okay.
Yeah.
So first of all, if you remember during our last session, we did talk about the templates. We did talk about the timeline and the peer-to-peer innovative teaching practice design and what it involves. So this is our second session where we are mainly focusing on mentors and team members getting to know each other. So for those of you who had a chance to interact with your mentor as well as team members, very good for you. And those of you who who didn't have the chance, our apologies, since some of the team members and mentors couldn't join. In that case, we will write you a separate email. Don't worry, we will support you with whatever you need, and then we will move forward from there. So please wait for some email updates from us on that. And regarding the template, so we are currently working on it. Our goal is to give you, first a platform to just share your ideas with each other, get to know each other, and then find a common ground in terms of the topic, what you want to design. And the next week, we are going to learn more about how to work in an intercultural team respectfully and with support, encouragement, and cooperation. And after that, you actually will actively start designing your ITP. And for that, if you looked into the program, we already set the timeline. So check-in meeting 1, check-in meeting 2, and check-in meeting 3. So if you haven't had a chance to look at the program, I highly recommend, especially the mentors, of course, participants as well. But for mentors, please read the program carefully and your mentorship brief as well, because we mentioned about, you will be leading the sessions, and then there are some flexibilities. For example, from the check-in session onward, you don't have to exactly follow the specific timeline we mentioned. In discussion with your team member, you can decide when is a good time for everybody to meet. If you are leading 2 teams, you can either decide to meet together or separately. You can give them slots. So we totally leave this up to you in terms of what works for you and what works for your mentees. If you have any questions, please always email the ClassNet team so that we can sort it out immediately. Regarding the timeline, as you can see, 17th July is the pitching session, which means you have a very short timeline to design the innovative teaching practice. However, we do think that this 5 weeks timeline just to design the idea is sufficient, because after that, when you have designed idea, you go to the implementation phase, then you can dig a bit deeper. So hopefully I answered your question, Sneh. Now let me invite, I see on my screen, Suzette, and then Christina, and then Monica.
So I'm leaving. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Sneh. Thank you.
Yeah.
Suzette?
May I? Yes. Hi once again. Well, just a little bit of an update. We got to meet each other. I'm working with Team 14 with Faiza and Mai. Mai is from Vietnam and Faiza is from Brunei. Yes, it was just getting to know ourselves and understanding the subjects that we're working in and our interests. Basically, we pulled in all this information, and I can say that maybe, just maybe, we already have an idea of what I asked them to find a common ground, what you would like to, what we can do together. And I think maybe we've already found something. So they will be pulling in PE and sustainability, climate awareness. So I think that was quite useful, at least the short time that we had, but we were able to advance with some hopes and expectations. Yes.
Thank you, Sujat.
That was it.
Thank you. So thank you so much for the update. Very happy to hear that your mentees have found a common ground. And just a quick note. So for designing the innovative teaching practice, the voices, the ideas are completely coming from the mentees. The mentor's job is there to guide them, give them constructive feedback. So hopefully that, I'm just stressing this so that mentors don't influence directly influence the ideation process. It has to come from mentees. You just guide them in the process. If you have any critical feedback in terms of improving, then you support them. And it's good that you mentioned about the topic. So you can address any topic you want. However, at the end of the day, the key goal of this ITP needs to focus on for you. I think it's learning with AI for your team. So they have to address this issue within the topic that they are addressing, learning with AI, and they need to show very good case of either critical evaluation of a tool that they have used or innovative use of an AI and education tool. I think next on my screen was Christina, then Monica, then I see Susanna raised her hand. So Christina, Monica, then Susanna.
Thank you. Very briefly to say, what you say, Jyoti, is very clarifying so that we give the word to our mentees and we just give them feedback. Now, for today, I would like to share that I met my group from Brunei, Indonesia, and India, a very interesting group overseas. And the final thing I need to say is that we have 3 sessions, as far as I remember, together, mentors and mentees, to work together on a time to be arranged by us, by our group. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. We will have more advice on this next week's session, probably.
Yes.
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 And the final thing, excuse me that I have to leave earlier today. I have to go to school, back to school. So it's morning here. So thank you, everyone, for participating.
No worries. Thank you, Christina. So your team is the one team without a European member. That's why we have European mentor, like you as part of the team. And yes, regarding the time for consistency, we highly encourage everyone to maintain the time if possible. Singapore time 4 to 5:30 p.m. for the check-in meeting as well, so that everybody is already familiar with this time and have a routine. But if this time doesn't work for everybody, you can decide on your own, and please make sure that everybody in the team can join and everybody is actively engaging. So motivation and engagement is another role, ensuring that is another role that the mentors have. Monica, and then Susanna, and then Fernando.
Thank you, Jyoti. Mine is a very petty query. I just wanted to know if we were like 2 members in the room with our mentor, and do we have somebody else, or like maybe somebody did not join the meeting, or are we just 2?
So Monica, every team is either 4 or 3. So if you had less, that means they couldn't join. So we will be, from our side, after this session, we will be checking and reaching out to those teams who did not get to meet the full team as well as their mentors. So don't worry, we will sort it out. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry that, you didn't get to meet everyone. Susanna, and then Fernando.
Hi, Jyoti. Just a quick question. So you mentioned that you'll create the platform. Will you also be sharing the participants, in my mentee groups, their email? Will you be sharing their emails with the mentors?
Yes, so that was actually our next announcement. So what we will do, we will introduce that group separately. So let's say you were leading 2 teams, right? But when we introduce you, there will be 2 emails. So one for each team. So then in this email, you will have each other's email address, as well as, from that email onward, you can already get to know each other. So today we saw that also some, for example, some participants who forgot to do the opt-in, we encourage them to do it today. So we might have to reshuffle a few teams. And then after that, we will upload the final team list in the learning platform, as well as send the email as well. So please look out for a notification from us, hopefully by early next week. So Susanna, I think I covered all of it, right? Regarding the, did you mention anything about template? My apologies, I think I didn't catch that part.
No, it was just about the emails.
Okay, perfect, thank you. Fernando?
Yeah, so it was really a very good introduction with, our fellow mentees. And you made our groupings very diverse this time. That's why partly it's a bit challenging on how to connect these different ideas together. My question is on the part of the mentor, do we need to provide updates on how our team is going on
Yes.
before the 17th of July, so that at least you can also see if they are progressing or if there are things that we need to take into consideration?
Yes, absolutely. So for that, please wait for an email notification from us, because while we are, giving the flexibility as well as, empowering all the mentors to design their own check-in session with their mentees, but we do need to know that the work is progressing well, everybody is getting the support they need. So we will share a bit more information on that.
Okay, and lastly,
especially during the next session when we first address the working in an intercultural team. So after that session, we will share more information.
Okay, and lastly, is the template that we will be using for this time, is there a very big resemblance to that of last year, so that at least we can provide some sort of proper recommendations and expectations to our mentees as well?
So regarding that, because we have mentors who participated last year, and we have new mentors, so we don't want to create any, we don't want certain groups to have advantages in that way. It has to be fair for everybody. So please wait for the notification from us when we send out. However, yes, there will be some similarities, but we are focusing more on the design phase. As you can recall, compared to last year, this time the design phase is a bit longer, and we are completing the design within the team learning phase. So we will share more information on that. Sorry, Fernando, you had another point, right? Perhaps I missed it. Was that all?
It's all, yeah, it's all
Okay,
taken.
okay. Thank you. Let me see if I have any more questions or any more comments, because I don't see any other hands raised. There might be some questions in the chat box, so let me please quickly read it.
Yeah, the context, I guess, is the main concern, Jyoti. On the chat, they wanted to ask on how to get context among mentors and mentees.
Oh, yes. So that was what actually Susanna was asking as well. Once we have the final team list, we will upload it on the learning platform, and then we will also introduce you, basically the mentors, with their mentees in an email. So as I mentioned, if you are leading 2 teams, then you will receive 2 emails from us. So in each email, you will have the list of your team members, and they will be also part of the email. So you can take that as a starting point to continue your conversation and communication. So I think, first of all, let's hear from some of the teams. Some of you have already shared, for example, Sujat. How was the team discussion? If you have met all of your team members, how was it like for you? Any volunteers? Let me see, because I was trying to also get the, I saw Pilar, you had pretty much everybody joined in your group. Would you like to give us an update? How was the conversation? Have you discussed anything practical?
Well, yeah, it was very productive. They soon got a topic where they could work together, working with artificial intelligence. Like, even they teach different things, they found a way to get something done that is going to help them 3. So it was very productive. It was very, and they were willing to start already. So it was good.
Thank you. Juliet, I saw that one of your team, everybody joined, is the team 1, and the other team, I think mostly everyone, at least I think 2 participants joined. Would you like to give us an update?
We had a lovely time talking. 2 out of each team were there, and I'm really lucky because one team's dealing with the about AI and the other team's dealing with using AI. So that's really exciting. Very interesting to be across a range of different subjects as well. So it's very much a case of learning about one another in that space. And we talked about the difference in our own sort of situations, because obviously some have young children, others don't, different times, zones, etc. So we were just doing some of the logistics and talking about different things that were coming up that were of concern for us, or particular areas of interest. So it was wonderful. It was really lovely to meet everybody.
Thank you. May I kindly ask you to share any advice that you have, because some of the rooms, they only had one member presented. Some of them didn't have mentors. Since you are part of both learning about AI and learning with AI group, from both group discussions, do you have any advice in terms of ideation where our participants can start based on the discussions you had with your mentees?
I would have to say one of the things that I think we all need to be very conscious of, regardless of whether it's about or with, we need to hold our ideas gently. Because sometimes you come in thinking you actually have it all organized, but you're forgetting you're working with somebody else. And it's very easy to hold on tightly, almost to the detriment of the direction you're going to take. So if you hold your ideas lightly and have the tolerance of ambiguity that we expect of our students when it comes to dealing with something we don't know or that we have ideas around, to actually allow the learning to take place and for that to direct our responses rather than our preconceived ideas. So that's one thing. And the other thing is also to fail quickly, because it's really important, if something isn't working, to recognize it, not hold on and go down a rabbit hole, to actually go, okay, well, this isn't working. How else can we do this? And look at it from a broader view. So don't go in with any preconceived ideas, and do be flexible. And it doesn't matter whether you're learning about AI or whether you're learning with AI, you need to have that flexibility. And generally, basically keeping communication open and organizing for, I would suggest that teams talk to one another external to the mentors, so that the mentor can give them the good oil to help them develop the idea further, or to challenge them to look at things slightly differently with some Socratic questioning, to help them come up with their own solutions. Like a heuristic, make sure you know who your target audience is, make sure you're actually thinking about what their needs are, not what you think their needs are. So engaging people. So there are a whole range of things that I think we need to take into consideration. And I would suggest that looking into design thinking is a good place to start.
Thank you. I think we will upload the reading resources soon on the learning platform. We do have some resources on design thinking, as well as open education resources as well for the ITP design. Good that you mentioned, Juliet. Thank you so much. I see that some of the participants are raising their hands. So on my screen, I see Anna from Finland, and then Kavita from India. I think the participant, not the mentor. We have some similar names both for the mentors and participants. So Anna, would you like to take the floor and ask your questions, or if you have any comments to share?
No, I haven't got any question. You just asked us to tell you about the session, the meeting that we had, and it was very interesting, I think, because we were only two together with our mentor Lauri, and I teach foreign languages, and I'm in a team with Shika, who teaches computer science, and we were struggling to find a common ground. And I think Lauri will be excellent here to help us, because I feel that when we talk about computer science and programming, I'm really on thin ice here. I have absolutely no idea. Shika was speaking a language I don't know, so to say. And this will be very, very interesting. And I think I will learn a lot from this. I really appreciate this. I like it. But it is a challenge. It is a challenge, but I love it. Thank you.
Anna. Thank you. Very happy to hear that you took it positively, because this time we are trying to push the boundary a little bit, because, regardless of, because, we also wanted to make the Asia-Europe balance, right? So it's quite difficult to have everybody who is teaching English to have in one room. So we thought a bit of diversity with different subjects, and then reflecting on the topic, depending on how you can create engagement in your language class, and at the same time in a computer science class. So, I mean, I gave an example of the engagement, but it can be anything that you want to tackle. So it's also a zone for you to discuss with your team members, like what are the commonalities, what are the differences, how they can be addressed. So very happy to hear from you. So if our participants have any, if they have questions or advice, I think I also know who to reach out to now. So I also saw, actually, after you, I think the person who wanted to ask a question was Kavita, right? I did mention Kavita. Would you like to unmute yourself and speak, Kavita?
Ma'am, I did not wanted to ask any question.
Oh, okay.
Just wanted to share that in my team, I have chosen learning with AI, and in my team, I had a mentor, Ma'am Anju. She teaches mathematics, and one of the team member was Susanna from Hungary, and she teaches computers, and I teach geography. So again, there are differences in the.
I think I can't hear you anymore. I think maybe you dropped or there is some issues with the voice, but I think I got your point. It's what Anna was saying, different topics, right?
Sorry, I am Zsuzsa from Hungary, other teammate. So it is very difficult because I don't hear properly the Indian partners, but we see that our topics are very different. And our students are very different. The age and the teaching system is very different. So it is very difficult to find the point to work with each other. And we are only 2 and 1 plus a mentor. So I think we are a very small group for help each other. If somebody lost the voice, we can't speak each other. So it is a
so these are some
not too good background.
Yeah, so these are some of the common challenges, of course, when you are working virtually, you know, often you face, right? So, so that's why together with your mentor, you also need to come up with a strategy. For example, last year, some group, they, instead of directly meeting, they used Google Doc, and then they gave each other suggestion through Google Docs. So that just as an example, there are other platforms that you can use. You can create, for example, a WhatsApp group to keep each other updated and discuss ideas. And regarding the different topics, because our goal is to give you the platform in a way where you can discuss and find some commonalities, because everybody, when they suggested their topic, is so diverse. So we thought when you were in a team, then you can discuss with each other, and then you can find a common ground to design your ITP. It doesn't have to be exactly how to teach math using this tool, but it can be something that applies to the whole team. It can be in terms of improving learning outcome or assessment or engagement. You can decide in consultation with your mentor. And even after the consultation, if you are facing any challenges, do send us an email, then we will try to address that and have a conversation with you. I see that we have hand raised from Arati and then Arnavati. So maybe first Arati and then Arnavati.
Hi, thanks for the opportunity, to speak. And I'm really happy to be on this platform and meet you, my mentees and the other mentors. And absolutely, it was a great pleasure to meet the mentees, and the diversity in the group was the most enjoyable thing, I would say. I'm from India, and I have Roxana from Romania, and Mui from Vietnam. And, it is really wonderful to know each other teaching learning experiences. And one teacher was from mathematics, one from English. So of course it was a diverse group. And then we tried to find out, to learn about each other learning experiences, the best practices, and what kind of challenges we would like to address through AI. This is how we discussed. And it was great. And so, of course, we are looking forward to find a common, area in which we all can work together. So it is really a great learning platform. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Very happy to hear that you start with a very, with so much enthusiasm and motivation. I'm looking at the time. We only have 2 minutes, but I am assuming that some of you might have some practical questions. So those of you who need to leave early, exactly at 5:30, we understand. But let me quickly share my screen so that after I share my screen and close the session officially, you can still stay a bit longer in case you have any more questions. So I see on my list, Arnavati and Juliet raised their hands. So we will hear from you, but let me quickly share the what's next update with our participants so that everybody is aware of what to expect next. So hopefully you can see my slides. So for next session, in preparation for the next session, we requested you to do an identity exploration exercise called the identity envelope exercise. So if you haven't done it, please do it by latest tomorrow, because we need to go through all of your submissions to prepare for next session. So please do it by tomorrow latest. So we will share the PPT. The link is here. It's also available on the learning platform. And then we will have the, in a way, last learning session. It's a team learning session together with everybody, depending on your insights, and also some interesting session materials from our side as well. How to work in intercultural team. As Fernando was earlier saying, the team is quite diverse and there are a lot of ideas. So we want to address those, and we want to have a conversation with all of you, and then share some ideas and insights from us about how to work in an intercultural team effectively, respectfully, and also with support and encouragement. So that's it from our side. And we hope that everybody can join next week's session, because it's very important that everybody joins, both mentors and participants. So we hope to see you during the next session. Let me now quickly stop sharing my slides, and then maybe we can also turn on our video so that we can see each other, and then we can address some more questions. And again, it's exactly 5:30 right now. If you need to leave, we absolutely understand, but please stay back if you want to hear the discussion. So Juliet, would you like to take the floor, and then Arnawati?
Mine's only a quickie. When it comes to the diversity of the groups, remember that we are going pedagogy first.
Yes.
So you need to know why you're choosing to do what you're doing, what is your intention, and also to have an understanding of the technological framework you're going to be using as your basis. So before next week, you might want to look at that and just give it a little bit of thought, so that when you come in, you have something to anchor those ideas on, because it doesn't really matter what your subject is. It does matter what your outcomes you're aiming to achieve. And that would be my hint for next week.
Thank you, Juliet. Thank you for bringing us back to the very crucial point about pedagogy before technology. So hopefully all of you, as you are thinking about your ideation for your ITP, will keep that in mind. Arnawati, would you like to take the floor and share your comments, questions?
Yes, thank you, Jyoti. It's really interesting. And even at the beginning, it's really hard, because we are not from the same subject. But the good things is we already have a WhatsApp group, and decide the possible topic that we can, we will working on it. So that is only that. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Arnawati. So could you repeat the last part, because I didn't hear it clearly. I think there was some sound issue from my side.
Yes.
Yes.
We already have a group, WhatsApp group, and then we already decide the possible topic that maybe we can working on it.
Yes, absolutely.
That's
So
yes.
if you have already started creating a WhatsApp group, then you were way ahead of, I think, many groups. That's fantastic. Yes, you can continue the conversation, and then you can already start discussing your ITP. I don't see any other hands raised, which means I think there are no more questions to ask or comments to share. So with that note, I just would like to give a big thank you to one of our colleagues today. So the ClassNet team got a bit bigger. Our colleague from the Education Department, Freya, Miss Freya Chopal. Thank you so much for helping with all the breakout rooms, Freya, and also to Rekha, who also was actively helping, and also to Angie, who was also helping you in the main room and then sending you back to the breakout rooms. When we do these kind of virtual sessions, having so many breakout rooms, and it's a bit challenging. So we really also want to thank you for your patience and also for actively joining the breakout rooms and having the conversations. So hopefully we started with we started great with the team formulation, and then see you next time, next week for the intercultural, working in an intercultural team session. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Jyoti.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.